What is up, guys? AFX Reaper here, and today, no, I'm just kidding. What's up, guys? This is AFX Reaper, and today I'm going to be going over the day one patch notes that were just released on Reddit by Bioware community manager Darokaz. And so, hitting it off, we got high-level fixes, decreased loading times for older disk drives. That's really good because I have some friends that are having load times and load issues, but they have solid states, so I don't know about that. We also got fixed mini infinite loading screens. That's going to be a big improvement. Like, everything should just be seamless in this game this day and age. We got fixed multiple challenges not tracking properly. Weapons and gear now have numbers present for modifiers, which is really good if you're trying to like work on your builds and everything like that and actually see the numbers. So we got some general fixes and improvements. Loot reveal and expedition summary now correctly play during the end of expedition screen. Okay, that's pretty cool. The gather party mechanic has been made more lenient in number of situations. At the end of expedition screen, players will no longer get stuck on recording victories or skipping all. I've had that happen. Game no longer hangs in javelin menu when unlocking the second, third, or fourth javelin. I had this happen to me where I kept getting DC'd from the game as soon as I tried to load up my javelin after I unlocked my interceptor, which was my second javelin that I unlocked. We also got during the mission what freelancers do, dying after killing junk maul and freeing arcanists leave you unable to progress. This has been fixed. So go through these. We got most of them are a few basic ones, like nothing too crazy, but I do want to get to the some of the good stuff here, such as strongholds. Fix an issue that would cause a stronghold server to crash after defeating the last boss. Well, no one's really been doing the last boss lately because, I mean, everyone's been farming the first two chests, especially on Temple of Scar. These are both for Temple of Scar. Player can no longer get stuck in the mine tunnel in the explosives room. Players can no longer be blocked from entering the explosive room due to a fog wall. Never had that happen. Fixed tyrant mine, so people that join the stronghold in progress do not end up getting locked away from their team. Haven't had that happen. It happened to me in the beta, but it didn't happen to me in this. The swarm tyrant will no longer get stuck in the side caves entrances during certain situations. Haven't had that happen either. Implement more safeguards to stop players from going AFK in strongholds. Now that's really awesome. Now I feel like the need to really add in protection for people that just leave after chests. Like, we should want to complete the actual full stronghold and dungeon. Like, I want that boss to be worth it to go to, you know what I mean? Like, right now I don't really feel like it. The bosses are fun, but I just don't feel like there's nothing really wanting me to go the full way and, you know, complete that full dungeon currently. But I'm glad that the loot has been fixed for them. So for some gear and weapon changes, we got ice damage bonuses are now correctly applied on ice gear. That's going to be awesome, especially for frost javelins. Suit-wide bonuses from inscription are now functioning properly. Thank goodness. I know shield inscriptions weren't working apparently. Players no longer salvage equipped items. That's good. Nice little bit of protection there. Javelin-specific gear and or weapons no longer able to be used on javelins they aren't intended for. I think there was one with a Colossus that was using storm abilities, which is pretty crazy to see. We also have some weapon changes here. Deadeye has increased spare ammo 10 to 20. Cloudburst has an increased damage 16.3 to 21. Torrent has increased damage 22.2 to 28.6. Lightning Strike's pre-visualization will now accurately depict that the explosion snaps to the ground. Okay, didn't really notice that. Inferno Grenade base damage 130 to 175 for the Ranger. That's a nice little buff there. Interceptor, Cryoglaive base damage 20 to 30. Storm, Living Flame base damage 50 to 60. Storm, Glacial Beam base damage 50 to 120. So got a little nerf there. Storm Arc Burst secondary damage 10 to 150. Ranger Pulse Blast damage 225 to 300, and now deals extra damage to shields. Previously did extra damage to armored. That's pretty interesting. Ranger Blast Missile will now probably scale up in damage as the item level increases. Interceptor melee attacks now have some minor resistance penetration. Large area of effect abilities will better register multi-kill activities for challenges and medals, which is really good because a lot of blueprints are locked behind these challenges, and unlocking the masterworks of skills and everything is, pretty important. Spark Dash functionality has been significantly improved when the target enemy is at a different height above the interceptor. Several gear pieces that have been missing primer or detonators have been fixed. I'm very curious about that because there's some that just don't have any at all, unless it's intended that way, but we'll have to see there. Several gear pieces that had missing primer or detonators have been fixed. So that's Tempest Strike, Spark Dash, Venom Spray, Detonating Strike, and for the Colossus we have Lightning Coil, Shock Coil, and Flamethrower. A little bit more Javelin specific patch notes here. The Colossus Javelin is now able to activate its shield more quickly after using an ability or firing a weapon. The Storm Javelin now reacts to getting hit when its shields are up. I wonder if that's why like I freeze in midair or something like that, because I have noticed that. Fixed an exploit that allowed the Storm's ultimate to be used more than intended. I don't know, man, like that ultimate's already freaking ham, so I haven't seen that yet. The Colossus Exo can now shield and revive at the same time. Now that's really awesome. I think more people will be going towards a Colossus, I think, just for the sake of that, especially with team synergies. Interceptor combo aura has been increased in power and now has damage over time component. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, you're in there in the thick of it, so you need to have something that's kind of going on passively as well. Ranger Melee has a cooldown when striking in the air. The Target Beacon ability now correctly seeks targets. Spark Dash and Venom Spray now target based on player cursor instead of character facing. This should also improve the travel path of Spark Dash. The Colossus will no longer be knocked out of the sky in some situations when the attack was blocked by their shield. When a storm detonates an electric status effect, the chained electric effect now correctly deals damage. Combo damage now penetrates resistances, which is awesome. It needed to happen. There's some crafting changes, none that I saw that was really interesting. I haven't really crafted anything other than consumables currently. Maybe some masterworks once I start getting those blueprints, but nothing too crazy for the changes here. Controls, additional mouse and keyboard control improvements have been made. Looking forward to that. I wonder if anything with flight and everything, so I'll have to test out as soon as the patch goes live. And we have a bunch of UI changes here. Thank goodness. I want to get rid of motion blur because I still feel it's on even though I have it off. That was one that I was looking forward to. You can now track 10 challenges instead of 5. That's awesome. Quick chat messages will no longer appear from an ignored player. I guess that just is an Origins thing because we definitely don't have chat yet. So that was a quick overview of some of the things that stood out for me in the Day 1 patch notes. Definitely look forward to seeing more updates to the game, more reasons to go in the strongholds in the open world. I know they got rid of the crazy loot farming chests and everything like that in free play, but we need some more engagement in the world events and everything. Also looking forward to some hopefully new weapons and everything, so we'll see. I'm going to be trying to get a build video for an interceptor here soon, as well as a storm, but thanks for swinging on by, guys, and I will talk to you later. See ya.